Sincere speaks. Somebody is impersonating Trinity. ANIYA is back, and we got a Carnaya crumb, y'all, as well. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Love Island USA Season 8 postseason, and it is the gift that keeps on giving, you guys. I thought, you know what I'm saying, I was gonna, be able to kick out these other videos for you. But I am. I've got a lot to do this weekend. I'm still going to be getting out Married at First Sight and The Ultimatum and Big Brother. Although I'm trying to sort some stuff out. I'm trying to sort some stuff out on the best way to put out this content for y'all, and how I'm going to transition. I'll sort it out. But anyways, y'all are here for Love Island, right? So a lot has happened. Melanie has posted on the Tickety Talk, y'all. She has posted on the Tickety Talk. She said, y'all are not about to F with my Instagrammy algorithm. Y'all are not about to put no hate messages or no hate comments in my Instagrammy algorithm, because it seems on the Tickety Talk that for the most part, everybody's playing nice. Everybody's showing love on the Tickety Talk, especially to the core four. It seems like the Instagrammies is where Trinity and ANIYA in particular received a lot of racist, negative comments of apes, gorillas, all the things. So Trinity limited her comments, right? And Sincere did a post also limiting his comments. Melanie's post, it sounds like to me she might be watching the show back, because she said, thank y'all for giving me 10. So I feel like she might be watching the show back, but I don't know. I can't prove it. She's in Malibu. She also linked up last night with Zach Attack and Kata and Charlie. And this is my problem, right? Because I feel like really, I feel like deep down maybe Zach was thinking this was an opportunity for him. But Charlie is right there. You know what I'm saying? Almost is there, is like the bodyguard, is like the manager, trying to resurrect his career. So I am on Zeta Watch because I'm trying to figure out how all of this is supposed to go. And I'm trying to figure out if they're going to lock in more because people do not like them as a couple, or how all of this is going to be. I don't know. I was not, the body language was pretty interesting, is all I got to say about that. So we got that, right? Sincere does an interview, you guys, with Complex. Now, here's the thing, right? Because I believe Speedy, the Ace interview last year, I don't know if he still works at Complex, but I know he did work at Complex, right, as well, at one point in time. It seems like, so there's another video I need to do about the Islanders being in like this 1 year 360 deal, but I think some people are misinterpreting what the actual 360 deal means. And I want to go more in depth on that in that article. But what I will say is it sounds like to me, people that are signing up for other reality shows or certain things that are going to be in direct competition with Peacock, with NBC Universal, it sounds like Peacock and NBC Universal, Bravo, they want to be the ones that are locked in with these Islanders for a year. So if you specifically go to another reality show, it could be on Bravo, it could be on Peacock, it could be on NBC Universal. If you want to go to a talk show or a NBC Universal quote-unquote approved podcast or approved journalist like Entertainment Tonight, like Access Hollywood, like E! News, like Virtual T, right? And all those things, that is under the umbrella of approved podcast. But I think what they don't want happen is what happened last season with Huda and the Call Her Daddy interview, and also with Ace and the Speedy interview, but also with Huda at the reunion. What happened was, remember, Auntie Cohen was asking her about her relationship with Louis from Netflix, from Too Hot to Handle, and she was like, oh, I can't discuss that. It's Netflix. It's Netflix this. It's Netflix that. And so I think the cast was expecting a more activated Huda, but once she got to those relationship questions, she hid behind the Netflix of it all. And I feel like Peacock was like, listen, looky here. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to Netflix for a year. You can't go to CBS for a year. You can't be on Dancing with the Stars for a year. If we want to utilize you for The Traitors, or we want to utilize you for Love Island Games, or we want to utilize you for Beyond the Villa, you got to stay locked in with us. I don't think that this impacts any brand deals, because we saw that Jen, she is signed with a talent agency, and I believe she's already got 2 brand deals. I don't think this impacts the brand deals, but I think it's just impacting visibility outside of this network. It is what I want to make clear. So with that being said, Complex does an interview with Sincere, and the main part I want to discuss is his question about Amora. Basically, Sincere says he shouldn't have made the comment that if they were there a couple of days longer or whatever else, he would have chose Amora. Basically says as well that he was just leading these people on. He was just playing in these people's faces. You know what I'm saying? Like we all knew. And he is claiming that he is trying to work back to rebuild everything with Melanie, that he is trying to work back to, get to where they once were. And he's trying to also really prove to Melanie's family that he is a stand-up guy. And so I feel like these men are realizing, I feel like really outside of Bryce and Carl, Zack Attack and Sincere of the finalist men really realize, listen, overall this is happening, overall for all the finalists, because again, it's about the women. It's happening because the women that are in y'all couples. Core 4 is a brand. All these female islanders as individuals are a brand as well. But specifically you, Sincere, specifically you, Zack Attack, because y'all are finalists, that doesn't mean that we liked y'all. That just meant y'all were a means to an end for the Core 4 to be in the finale. And we didn't want the other 2 couples that were in there. That's all that meant. It didn't mean that we actually liked you or we felt like you were actually a top couple. Because the vote was not vote for the 4 most compatible couples. It was vote for your 4 favorite couples, but by doing that, y'all knew who wasn't the favorites, right? So we will see. It seems like there's advice being given behind the scenes to both Melanie and Sincere. That Sincere is on a whole PR rebrand. I saw that Cordell from season 6, out of all the male Islanders from season 6, he is following Sincere. So I would not be shocked if there is going to be a whole PR rebrand, and I feel like Carl kind of started it with his 2 posts about Sincere, that, because it seems like the cast really likes this guy, but how can you like this guy and see how he played in Melanie's face? So that is going to be something I'm going to be on the watch for, and it sounds like for Melanie, she's going to either stay with Sincere, but it's not going to be in our face yet, or break up with him. So I feel like that potentially is going to be an interesting reveal as far as what happens at the reunion. But ultimately, Sincere has gone home, so he is home as well. And before I talk Carnaya, I want to talk Trinity, right? Because a couple of things. So first, it was presented as though people should not vote for Carnaya to win the show because of the families that ANIYA and Carl came from. Basically trying to say that they're wealthier, they're upper middle class, or whatever the case may be. Bryce presented himself on the show as a struggling model, as somebody, you know what I'm saying, that worked in the garage, and, that DJs here and there, all this and all that. However, since him and Trinity won, we actually find out that he's had a famous ex or whatever, is entangled somehow with the Kardashians, has a lot of celebrity friends, know people from Glee, and all this and all of that, that his lore is something serious. You know what I'm saying? And that he has had some big name DJ stuff. But y'all did that, and that's what I mean, how y'all be campaigning and decampaigning other people. Y'all did all of that. And it sounds like Bryce is going to be okay. He's got a lot of Hollywood connections. So we got to get into the Trinity of it all really quickly, because apparently there is somebody who was impersonating themselves to try to be Trinity and pretend that they are her. And so, and that is just crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? But this is what this show does. And I don't know if it's because some of y'all feel entitled to these Islanders. Some of y'all feel like these Islanders, you know what I'm saying, should be moving how last season was moving. But I had never thought for a second that these Islanders, because they didn't cast influencers, that they were going to move like season 7. Season 7 was moving like influencers because they wanted to be influencers, right? So ultimately, that is why you saw a lot of the things that you saw from those Islanders, like them immediately getting an Airbnb once the show ended, and them taking themselves to Disneyland. That wasn't approved via Peacock. That was something they did on their own. They were trying to get their names out there to try to promote themselves in hopes that that was going to get them the brand deals. So we've got to get into what has happened with the Trinity of it all, and that is this. There was somebody who was impersonating Trinity that created a Snappity Chat account and used an AI photo of Trinity and also had some AI photos of her and Bryce that were never seen before. And people went with the false assumption that this was really Trinity because, you know, these are old photos that they've never been made aware of before, and somehow it was them. So they're getting all these followers, right? And so then what has happened is Trinity has come out and said, hey guys, I don't have a Snapchat or a Twitter or any account saying that they are me. They are not, they are impersonating me. No. And I only have one TikTok account. So what happened was there were a couple of Trinity duplicates. One came out and said, can everyone please unfollow me? I'm not Trinity. You guys saw her story, so please give me privacy. It's getting really weird. Stop blowing my phone up. Stop adding me. I am not Trinity with 3 X's. And then somebody else by the name of Trinity Tatum I just want to say I'm sorry for the confusion. All of the social media platforms honestly have been stressing me out, and with so many people talking to me at once, I wasn't thinking. I accidentally said Twitter when I meant TikTok. I do not have a Twitter, and I don't plan on making one anytime soon. So any Twitter accounts claiming to be me are fake. Please report them if you see them. This is my only Snapchat. My only Instagram is So Trinity, and my only TikTok is Miss Tatum. Thank y'all so much for understanding, for always looking out for me. But here's the thing: you're not Trinity either. You're not Trinity either. And this is what I'm saying. Y'all are so parasocial that y'all are pretending to be these Islanders to get clicks and views. That is completely different from a fan page. You are actually thinking that you are Trinity. We've lost the plot. So now we got to get into the Karnaya of it all. So there hadn't been much Karnaya activity. Like I said, these Islanders are not influencers like season 7. So ultimately, everybody with the exception of, Bryce, who lives in LA, Bryce and Trinity, they're still in LA. They are still there. Zeta is in LA still. Melanie's in LA. She lives in LA. And Sincere and Karnaya have gone home, right? So Carl lives in Denver. ANIYA lives in Atlanta, right? So what has happened is Carl's friends, 2 of his besties, basically surprised him to come back and visit him in Denver. And so he posted a couple of reels. He's posting a lot of content, a lot of Karnaya content, but some of y'all are being weird and saying that he's doing too much and trying to police what he says and trying to make false allegations that he is throwing shade at KC when I don't believe that he is. Ultimately, a lot of these videos are starting off with all pro Kanaya stuff, unless you are seeing everything You know what I'm saying? From start to finish, you're not going to know the full extent of what some of those videos are, especially if they're reaction videos. So there was one reel that Carl posted that was a reaction to him first meeting, ANIYA at Casa Amor. And Love Island was in the comments, as well as Chandler was in the comments, right? And so then there was another clip that showed his friend, because he had his other best friend come in and surprise him. And ANIYA had wrote, aw, and Carl, put the, they're doing like the little heart emoji thing with their, responses to each other, either prince and princess or aw, or whatever the case may be, and the heart emojis. And so ultimately, that's kind of what's taking place with Carl. ANIYA has since popped out and put out a little Megan Thee Stallion tickety talk, you guys. And, basically said, I was gone for a year letting you witches breathe, you know what I'm saying? And now she is back, and she's got a middle part bust down wig. And I'm here for it. She looks great. She looks fantastic. She looks happy. But it was the caption for me. It was the caption for me on the tickety talk, because what happened was that she said, and I believe it has over 891,000 likes at the time I'm recording this video, and it has already 3 million views, and she just posted this a couple of hours ago. The caption says, "Grandmama is back." Not grandmama is back. And I think Carl left a comment too with like a heart emoji or whatever the case may be. But here is the thing. If I'm ANIYA, with all the trolling that the KC fans are doing and the KC defenders are doing, you know what I'm saying? Because some people are still sending a lot of hate in ANIYA's comments. I would do what ANIYA is doing. You know what I'm saying? I would turn all that negativity into a positive. You want to call me grandma? Fine. I'm going to make a joke of it. You want to do a song about the whole pick me thing at the Casa recoupling? Watch this space. Let me learn this dance and let me post it on the tickety talk. You know what I'm saying? Every insult that KC said about ANIYA, I would make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? We already have a potential collab with Disney, with the, KC saying, oh, there's no such thing as fairy tales. It's all make-believe. But you got Disney reaching out saying, ANIYA and Carl, we want you. We want you for Disney and everything else, right? I would do that for all the insults. If it's draining, you know what I'm saying? Turn that into a commercial for a brand. Calling ANIYA fragile. I would partner up with a company, you know what I'm saying? A glass company or something, because some things are fragile. I would turn every KC insult into a money pit, into a money bag, to let y'all know ain't nobody insecure out here. Ain't nobody out here, all of those insults y'all try to put at ANIYA. I wish we saw this sense of humor on the show, but unfortunately we only get an hour to an hour and a half of these daily episodes for 6 weeks. But ANIYA's like, listen, I am not pressed about this nonsense. I am going to flip this into a bag. I am going to flip this into something that is funny because y'all tried it. Y'all tried it, and hopefully y'all leave ANIYA the F alone. But I think she looks great. I think she looks happy. I also saw that her best friend flew to Atlanta to surprise her and all the things. So basically surprised her immediately when she came back. And we already talked about the other day how her dad surprised her at the airport and was secretly recording her. And then she realized that he was behind her and she like freaked out. So I am very happy for ANIYA and Carl and all this and all of that. I don't know when or if they're going to reunite, or if it's going to be around press week leading up to the reunion, or how all of that's going to go, or if they're going to do press week after the reunion. I don't know their schedules. You know what I'm saying? But some of y'all are being weird already, because there's a ton of comments about Carl in the post, and I just don't get it, because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's ANIYA's page. It's not the Carnaya fan page. You know what I mean? Like, why not just celebrate ANIYA? Because I didn't see y'all on Melanie's post asking about No Sincere. So why do y'all be doing that to ANIYA? ANIYA has a brand outside of Carl, just like Carl has his own thing that he's trying to do on social media that is separate from ANIYA. And I also, speaking of Carnaya, there was a crumb, apparently, that none of y'all saw when Casa Amor happened. And remember, all 12 men were sitting on the beanbags, and they all got called up by Ariana Madix one by one to kiss the 2 female islanders they were interested in. Well, apparently, when some of those men's were choosing ANIYA to kiss, right? And it wasn't Carl. Carl had his hand over his head. He was freaking out. He had both hands in his hair, like, oh my gosh, please, ANIYA, don't pick him. So I think Carl had been sitting in that Fiji hotel for 3 weeks, and he was all in on ANIYA. ANIYA is his type, tall, athletic girls, plays volleyball, comes from a good family, you know what I'm saying? And I think he fell hard for ANIYA on the screen and was like, this is who I want, this is who, there's nobody else. There's no number 2, right? And ultimately, even when he came back and tried to pull that nonsense that, oh, I've got some walls up and things are you're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? There was never any walls. Like he said, finale night, it was always you, ANIYA. It was always going to be you. It was ANIYA, ANIYA, ANIYA. And that first day at Casa Amor proves it. But you do have some competition, Carl, because ANIYA is referring to Melanie as her wife. and Carl did see the kiss, apparently, of ANIYA and Melanie finale night, and them hugging each other, and he put a heartbreak emoji. So you got some competition, Carl. You know what I'm saying? You need to get on that flight ASAP to Atlanta and see what's Gucci with ANIYA ASAP. But nonetheless, that is it for this video. I need to hear from y'all. I need y'all to do y'all biggest one, and that is to hype the video, please. There is that. That is it. That is all. It's todos es final. It's finito. It's the end of the road. See you in line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.